I know this one's noisy. It's because I'm standing here next to the box. So don't turn your volume up until you hear the 5-second countdown and the start blast. But then there's not much except for just the start. Now, for those of you wondering what we're doing, in a starting sequence, you circle around on the leeward side of the mark. Now, some committees say black flag rules, some have Z flag rules, and those are different. Black flag, no part of any vessel should be allowed in the triangle of the course. Right. So that's the start. And you'll see that the first boat over, he's on a starboard tack. The second boat over, he's on a port tack heading this way. That's because the wind is actually favored for that port tack off of that far side of the course heading toward the mark. So he's going to have a bit of an advantage there. So this being the last, hold your hand out, look at the sun. I'll tell you how far it is till the sun's down. Each finger is 15 minutes. Now the phone didn't give you an accurate reading because my hand is a little closer to the phone than your head, but your arm length from your head proportionally should give you 15 minutes per finger at sunset of how close you are to sunset. So there's your sunset. Don't look directly into the sun. Squint. I hope you guys are enjoying these little sailing videos. Now, did you know that doing these little mini regattas, practice regattas, in an afternoon is equivalent to the sailing experience, improving your sailing, as if you were to take a whole weekend and go leisure sailing? Because you're forcing yourself to get as close to the wind as you possibly can. You're trying to close the gap on others and pull away from others and stay ahead and find the good wind and get out in good air, get ahead of the course. And a wise man once told me, think of the course as a ladder and you have to climb the ladder rungs. So if the wind is coming at you this way, you got a 45-degree angle going back to make the ladder. So are you going up the ladder or down the ladder? Or just across the same rung? If you're not climbing the ladder, you'll never be on the top. And my job is to stay out of everybody's way and then take the marks up at the end of the day. Okay. Let's see who it is. I can't tell who's rounding them first mark from here. Sean's behind them. Nope, looks like Sean's ahead of them. Optical illusion. Sean was further up the ladder rung. Okay, Sean is O'Donnell, our sailing director, is the first one to round the windward mark. There's just enough wind to keep wanting to turn the center console boat that I'm in. Turn the bow to leeward. So I have to keep putting a little throttle to it and turn it around. But this is actual time. First leg up is the longest, slowest part of the race. And then the down leg, you're about half the time usually on this small of a course going back down. So if it takes you 8 minutes to get up to the top, it'll take you 3 minutes to get back down to the bottom. I did pause it for about, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes. So they were right at 6.5 minutes to get to the top. And We've got a few that are 6 minutes up now, 7 minutes up, drowning. And you'll notice CJ, he got over here in some good air, and he's closing a pretty good gap now. And it's a light air. It's only 2 to 5. It gets kind of slow sometimes. Now CJ looks like he's going to get that out of 2 more tacks, and then he'll be around the up around the windward mark. And I attempted to get it as square and short as possible so that we could get in before that sun sets right there. Because we got to go right back over there, be out of the water before it's dark, because we don't have lights on these boats. No night sailing. This is our evening sail. And then we go back up to the club. We sit around and talk for a while, and sometimes we go somewhere and get something to eat. Sometimes we grill out here on the back deck. Yep. Let me announce to everyone that the day is over. They should know, well, they'll see it whenever CJ rounds this mark and I start pulling it out of the water. They'll know to go back to the docks. That was a pretty fun night tonight. I enjoyed it. My back will be sore from the wakes rocking the boat. Had a little Major League fishing tournament down here at Blythe Landing today. So we had a couple spectator boats out on the water zipping by at the last minute. Now the water's just calm, it's nice, flat. All those waves that are there, that's just wind. And that's a good sign, especially whenever you're running in sailboats. So anyway, I'm going to do a rigging video next week for you guys and show you how these sunfish are rigged up. The reason I'm going to be doing that is I'm putting a sail back on, a mast back on, and I'll set the tripod up at the shop and I'll show you guys how to rig one.